Hey guys, I'm Dark, the creator of Fire Force Adolla, and this is a tutorial on version 2.0. The version of the mod that has not come out yet, but it will be releasing really soon. This is also double down as a tutorial for the 1.0 as well, because it will go over everything in the 1.0 and everything in the 1. And the 2.0. Not everything in the 2.0, but most of the things in the 2.0. To start off, we have the GUI, the HUD. This is the starting HUD when you press your character profile key. Then you have your stats. You have your health that goes up by 10. Takes 10 skill points to go up in your health to go up by 10. Your speed, your max oxygen, which is your stamina, your heat resistance, which is your defense, and then there will soon be a heat power, which will be your strength, essentially. There's also your firepower, which increases with the it increases by using your ignition ability. You can't level this up. You have to increase it with your ignition ability. To start off, to gain your powers, you need to get an Adolla bug, or you can get your powers when you join the world. You have a 20 to 25% chance of spawning in spontaneously combusting. If you don't spontaneously combust when you join in their world, you will have to find white-clad henchmen um, and kill them. Then they will drop the Adolla bug, which will give you uh, basically that's all you need to spontaneously combust forcefully. When you spontaneously combust, you will either you'll be given a generation randomizer, or no, you'll be given either. I'm sorry, you'll be given an Infernal second gen randomizer or a third gen randomizer. I'll show you guys what that looks like when you right click it. It says immune because I'm in creative, but that's the poison. This lasts for about 30 seconds. Your spontaneous combust, and then you'll be given your ignition ability or your randomizer. To start off, we'll be using Infernal ability. This ignition ability has two abilities you could use: combust and flame beam. Combust basically spontaneously combusts you. Combustion, it increases your height, increases your damage, increases everything about you so far, and gives you little flame particles around you. So people, and then it makes you glow for everyone to know that you're an Inferno, you're glowing, you're active. Basically, alerts everyone about you. That basically this ability, gives you strength. That's really all for that combust does. Most of the powers come from its second ability, which is Flame Beam, which is essentially just a... Moving on to the second generation, there are three abilities: Absorption, Thermoacoustic Refrigeration, and Spiral Flare. We'll start with Absorption. This ability does not work on firepower, so even if you increase your firepower, it will not increase your damage. For your damage to increase with absorption, you need to get more heat absorbed. So I'll show you how to gain more heat absorbed. All you really have to do is get attacked by anything, just take damage. So simple like that, and the heat absorbed goes up. Once your heat absorb gets to a certain point, you'll be able to use your second and third ability. Your second ability is Reflect, and this is what Reflect looks like at level 1. Once your heat absorb gets to a certain level, it will level up your ability, but it will use that much heat absorbed. So this is what I think a max heat absorb looks like. A max heat absorb Reflect looks like. 19, 23, and 23. Your next ability is Stamp. Stamp works almost like a Kamehameha in a sense. you get a fireball in your hand, and you teleport a few. You can't move. You speed blitz essentially, and you send out a flame Kamehameha at that point. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Stamp, boom. And that's what stamp looks like. I'll show you guys what it looks like from the front against actual mobs. I will use the white clad because they're stronger than pigmen. Your next ability is thermoacoustic refrigeration. This ability also has 3 abilities. The first one is icicle. It basically shoots out a block of ice and it pierces your opponent. So it gives a chance to get double hits. I'll show you what that looks like again. The second ability is freeze. I'll show you guys what it looks like against a mob. So if the white clad henchman chases me, I could freeze them. And now they can't move and it takes damage as well. Your last ability is ice clones. They are pretty weak when you first start out. They do a lot of damage, but you can almost anything can one tap the ice clones when they first are out at level 5 power 0. But once you max it up, it increases the amount of ice clones you can spawn and increases their health and damage. Also, I forgot to mention, to use thermoacoustic refrigeration, you need a handbill and a trombone. These are the crafting recipes for each. These are must-haves to use the to use thermoacoustic refrigeration, and they have to be in the respective slots. Moving on to the last second gen ability, we have Sputter and Flare. The first ability is obviously Sputter and Flare. It spawns in Sputter and Flare, and they attack whatever you attack, and attack whatever attacks you. The second ability, which actually you need Sputter to be, casted for that, is called the Sputter Comet. Or they just despawned. Hold on, we respawn them. It's called Sputter Comet, and it basically sends flying a giant ball of fire, which you need Sputter active for. And then the last ability, which you need the Twin Owls for. You need to craft the Twin Owls, and these are the crafting recipes for it. You need to have them hold, and then you need to press your first ability key. So Z for me, your first ability key for the Sputter, make Sputter and Flare spawn. It will spawn in the Twin Owls, and then you could shoot them out. Moving on to the third generation, our first third generation ability is Devil's Footprint, which is basically Shinra's ability. For the first ability, you have flight. The flight has 2 modes, hover and then the actual flight. And there's no cooldown for this ability basically, because it works off of how long it's active for. It takes stamina. When you use this ability, and if you run into opponents, it will deal damage. I'm trying to do that right now. It will deal damage when you run into opponents, and then it will also send them flying. Like that. When you use Devil's Footprint. It's flight. The second ability is the Rapid Main Kick, which basically sends you flying forward, almost like a teleport. And it does pretty good damage when you land it. Obviously, I'm 5 power 0 right now, so it's not going to do that much damage for me. but when you level it up, it will do a shit ton. The third ability is Hellfire, which is almost just like the Rapid Man Kick, but you spawn almost like a demon of fire, and whatever it's in its range, it will deal damage to consistently while it's active. So, like this. I would show you what it looks like from the front, but you won't really be able to see it that well. So I'll show you what it looks like from the side again. Well, I have to wait for the cooldown. This is what it looks like again. Moving on to the second, third generation ability, we have Flaming Ink. Flaming Ink is one of the cooler abilities. It has a animation. First animation to it is the tattoos that you get. Boom. These basically gives you a buff. It increases your strength, your resistance. I missed the hit twice. Your strength, resistance, and your speed. Sorry, I don't know why it's laggy. It's only doing this. I don't know what reason, to be honest. Your second ability, which is your War Blacksmith, it is a projectile ability. You don't need Flaming Ink to be active to use it. It basically looks like this. It's a wide range projectile attack, and it will, send your whatever hits it, sends it flying. So I'll do it again. The damage is really good if you land the hits, obviously, but if you miss some of the hits, then the damage is not that great. And obviously, all these increase with your firepower. Your last ability is Slam Dunk Burial. When you use it, it will spawn a giant fire on your fist, and it will stay there until you hit an opponent. Once you do hit it, it will do the damage it takes when you hit someone, and then it will do the damage it takes on top of that. So it's like a double punch essentially. For our next ability, we have Voltage Nova. This one has two abilities. The first one is Voltage Nova stage. It goes by stages, so it starts with stage 1, and as you have it active, it'll go with stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, all the way to stage 5. And when you get stage 5, you get more buffs. Each stage has a buff as well, so you get a buff for each stage. Right now we're at stage 4, about to increase to stage 5. I want to show you guys what that looked like when we got to that point. So once we get to stage 5, should be any second. So this is what happens when you get to stage 5. Obviously, like I said, your damage increases. Everything increases by each stage. So right now you do 19 damage all the way at stage 5. And your second ability, which works with each stage, is Voltage Expel, which turns Voltage Nova into a projectile. And within each stage, it does more damage. And then within your firepower, it also does more damage. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. That's what that looks like when you hit Voltage Nova or Voltage Expel from stage 5, and then when your firepower is max, it stacks damage crazy. So that's what that looks like when stage 1. The next ability we have is Plasma. To use Plasma, you need to have an Excalibur hilt, and to have an Excalibur hilt is the crafting recipe. If you're a Plasma user, if you right click the Excalibur hilt, your Excalibur will come out. This is what it looks like. So much damage it does, it's pretty good, honestly. It does sweeping damage. So 18 twice almost. Your first ability is Nirvana, I think. Oh no, Violet Splash. It's Violet Flash, my bad. Basically when it hits, you'll know when it hits every single time because it will do that, and it just sends you flying forward, almost like Shimmer's ability. Your second ability is non-self. This is a auto-targeting ability, so you don't even have to be looking. I'll press the key and I won't even touch my keyboard, and it sends you flying towards whatever's nearest, whatever entity is nearest. Boom. And then the last ability so far for Plasma is Plasmental, which drains your oxygen. It's just a buff almost. It drains your oxygen all the way out. This is what it looks like, and this is what damage it does when you use it. These are the buffs that it gives you. Our last third gen ability is Black Smoke, which is, in my opinion, the best one. You know, coming from the guy that made it, I love this one the most. The first ability is Black Smoke. It casts Black Smoke and then it gives you swiftness, so you're faster, and then you get a quick, second of invisibility. Obviously, it works better when you have no armor on. Then, so yeah, your second ability is your weapon equipped. Black Smoke has 3 weapons. It's daggers. It's katana, and it's scythe. So you get 3 weapons. These will be useful. These are also used more than a weapon. It's also used as an ability in a second. I'll show you. Your third ability is Right Hand Eclipse, which is just a projectile. It sends a gas of black smoke, my bad. It sends a gas of black smoke towards your opponents. Boom. And then your final ability, which is which each weapon equipped is used for. It's a different one for each one. It's right hand eclipse, I think. Or whatever it was called. It's hidden eclipse. This one that's the one for the black smoke daggers. It sends you, it's like a barrage of attacks for that one. For the katana, this is what it looks like for the katana. It sends you forward, sends you flying towards whatever you're looking at, and it will do good damage. It also increases with your firepower like everything else. And then this is what it looks like for your black smoke scythe. Moving on to 4th gen abilities. These are the abilities you gain when you have an Adolla burst and you receive grace and become a 4th gen. I'll show you what that looks like after we go over the abilities. The first one, you have a Severed Universe, which is Show's ability. When you use it, it basically stops time for things in our area. I'll show you what that looks like right now. So I'm getting attacked by all these mobs. Don't know what to do. I can freeze time. The one drawback to this one is after a certain amount of time, you will freeze, and you will have to turn the ability off, and you will still be freezing while the ability is turned off, allowing things to attack you while you are frozen. So there are drawbacks. It also drains your oxygen, so you do have to watch out for that. I'll use it again. You can see how it drains your oxygen. So you have around 6 seconds before you start to freeze. So it gives you 6 seconds to do whatever you want, which is plenty of time, or you will freeze to death. Ability we have for 4th gen is Gravity. This is a manga ability, the first manga ability in the mod. Basically, in the manga, the person that has this ability can make people float, levitate, make himself float, levitate. But he also has the ability to he not the ability, but he once brought down the moon, the entire moon from the sky. So I just thought it would be cool to implement the push and pull aspect of the gravity to the mod because I feel like it will work much better with the PvP aspect of the mod. I'll show you guys what that looks like now. So if I could get all these mobs attacking me, give myself regeneration. I'll get all these mobs attacking me. I could push them all away, and then I could bring them close, push them away again when the cooldown's over. If I want them close, I can bring them close. And the coolest thing about this ability is that the range increases. The range of which you can push and pull increases with your firepower. So if I show you guys that, should be maxed up now. One more. I could be all the way back here, and it should be able to pull. Yep, and it does hella damage. So this is gonna be how Adolla bursts work. You have a chance of getting an Adolla burst when you spawn in spontaneously combust. But if you don't, all you have to do is get to level 50. Right now I'm at level 60. All you have to do is get to level 50. And then acquire more Adolla bugs, and you'll have a chance of uh getting your Adolla burst when you right click. So it's a small percent chance every single time. Probably not gonna get it right now, but you do have the chance of getting the Adolla burst when using a Adolla bug and you're at level 50. But if I'll show you guys what it looks like with the commands once you get your Adolla burst. I had to create another world because I forgot that I gave myself a Adolla burst and the other one. So I'll show you guys what it looks like right here. Once you get an Adolla burst, let me give myself an ignition ability real quick so I could see. So I give myself an Adolla burst. My timer will go up. You won't be able to see this when the game comes on, but this is here for my purposes now. You have a random timer between 1 and 12 hours. You could, you have to wait at that point. You have to just wait, But once the timer goes off, you'll get grace, and when you do get grace, you'll be taken to an Adolla, have an Adolla link, and you'll be here for I think 2 minutes. You'll be here for around 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, I think. And once you go back, you'll be given your 4th gen randomizer. The last thing I have to showcase are the mobs in the mod. We have the Infernal. That's the regular Infernal. Then we have the Tux Infernal. We have the low tier Demon Infernals. The Talking Infernal. You already seen these, the White Clad Henchmen. And then we have the Woman in Black, which right now she has no functionality, but when she does, she will allow you to become a 4th gen without grace when you find her out in the world. Thank you everyone for watching. This was the showcase for the 2.0 version of the mod. I hope this helped everyone with the 1.0 version, and I hope this will help everyone in the future with the 2.0, because I know that the mod can be pretty confusing. It did not intend for that to happen, so that's why I'm making the tutorial. Hope everyone does, hope this helps everyone, and please leave me feedback in the comment section. Let me know what you guys want to see in the mod. Let me know what you guys want to be fixed in the mod. Let me know what you guys want to be added, changed, removed, anything. Bad feedback's good feedback, and good feedback's good. Thank you again, and hope you enjoyed.